Hey guys, June 2nd here, Tuesday. Warm up today is going to be 4 minutes long, and we're going to go through 10 jumping jacks, 8 push-ups. If you got them RX, great, nice tight plank position. If you don't, down on the knees, but keep the butt in line. After 8 of those, we're going to go into 10 alternating Spider-Mans. Back down to that push-up position. You're going to draw a foot forward, drop the elbow, reach, nice little pause, and then go to the other side. After 10 alternating, you're going to go into 8 plate push squats. So Brandy's going to grab a 10-pound plate, but you can use anything weighted here. It could be literally just a soup can, whatever. What I want to see here is as you squat, you're going to push the plate away from you, out and up towards eye level, and then bring it back in at the top. This is going to do a couple things. It's going to allow you better positioning with the torso because it gives you a counterbalance. But it's also going to let you feel like you can sit in your heels more because of that. Once you get through 8 of those, we're going to go back to the top and roll through again for 4 minutes. Mobility, we're going to go 1 minute standing quad stretch. Ideally here, you're going to have something you can lean on, but if you're good at balancing, great. Corey's going to crush this. So just hang out there 1 minute, keeping that knee in nice and tight, heels up by the butt, and then the other side for a minute. After that, we're going to do 1 minute arm across the chest, and this will be each side as well. You're going to pull that arm across the chest and just kind of give it a light squeeze, keep breathing, let it stretch through the shoulder and the back. When we're done there, we're going to jump into a little bit of weightlifting work. We're going to do some barbell snatch work, but we can modify this, so hang in there with me. First 3 minutes, I want you working with a PVC or a broomstick or a mop handle, whatever. Basically, what we're going to be doing here is working on positioning. So we're going to put that PVC overhead, and we are going to work things like an overhead squat. So work on getting that PVC in the right position and passing through a full squat. Now you'll notice with the bar path, it's going to stay in line with the ankles as she squats. Good. We can also work on things like standing tall, but bringing that to the shoulders. And we'll work a snatch grip push press. So we're going to dip and drive overhead, come right back down. We're working on tensing up the shoulders and punching the knuckles towards the ceiling here. And you'll notice in the dip, the weight dips into her heels, not her toes. Over-exaggerate the knees shooting forward for me. Don't dip into your knees. We're dipping into the heels, okay? Work on things like that. Work on pass-throughs to mobilize the shoulders if you have a lot of issues here. Maybe I can't work on those squats or anything yet, so I'm going to do pass-throughs and work on loosening up those shoulders. If you don't have a bar to switch to at any point, you can grab that PVC and do wall squats. It's absolutely miserable, guys. If you line up with a wall and try to do those squats like we would normally and lock those hands on a PVC, it's not too much fun. So work on that. It'll help with your positioning. After that, we're going to do a barbell snatch warm-up. Basically, if you've done the Bergner warm-up, that's what we're looking for here. I'm not going to stress about going through every step. If you're going to hit that, you can look up Bergner snatch warm-up. Or just message me and I'll help you out with it. But that's mainly going to be for here working outside. Now, when we get to work with the snatching, it's going to be high hang position and we're concentrating on technique. So that means light, guys. We're going to do six sets of 3 from the high hang position with a barbell. So if you guys are doing this at home, once you get weighted, we're going to drop down to high hang position, which is just a hinge. Shoulders stay active. And then we're going to pop that hip straight in the air, catch overhead, bring it back down, do a second and a third rep. Good. Now, if you're working with a dumbbell or kettlebell, anything like that, we're going to go single-sided and we're going to do 3 per side. And we still want that hang position. So stand it up, hinge, power overhead. Make sure you're punching through the roof when you go to catch that dumbbell or kettlebell. Nice strong position, bicep by the ear. Switch to the other side and do the other side. Good. Now if you've got nothing weight-wise that you can work with here, That's not a big deal, guys. You could take any kind of odd object, a bucket or anything, and work on shoulder stability. You could do some bent rows, so just leaning over and rowing up to the chest. You could literally stand tall and do some high pulls. So here's our bent row. Stand tall for me, and then do just a row, high row to the collarbone. Any of those things are going to work those stability muscles, guys, and that'll help out with that snatching. After that, we are going to get into a 15-minute AMRAP, and it is going to be a 400-meter run, followed by 20 Russian twists. Take a seat on the floor. Heels are off the ground. If I've got a weighted object, great. I'm going to work across the body and back, counting each one. If I don't, I'm going to go hands, but I want you to count every other. There we go. Now, then I'm going to go into 8 snatches if I've got a barbell or a dumbbell or a kettlebell. The barbell will just be 8, and they will be power snatches from the floor. So below the knee, pull and punch. Good. Come back and touch the ground, and again. If you only have a single-sided object, we're going to go with power snatches still from the floor, but it's going to be 8 per side. Now let's go ahead and say that you guys can do these any way you want. So you can pull all 8 on one and then the other, or you can alternate. It's up to you. Once you're done there, we'd work back to the top for the run and go through that for 15 minutes. If you've got no weight, we're going to sub out those snatches for Navy SEALs. And I also recommend that if you're going to go this route, the Navy SEAL plank, down to the forearm, down to the other, back up, that's 1. I'm going to have you do 8 reps of that, but we're going to extend the time frame and go 20 minutes instead of 15. Okay? All right, any questions on that? Hit us up. Have fun.